Hey, here we are. So, hi everyone, I'm Drone from urbe.it, and today I have the pleasure of co-hosting together with PG the fifth episode of All Roads Lead to ETHRome, this series in preparation of the hackathon that will be between the 6th and the 8th of October of this year. And so today I have the pleasure of introducing Vivian and Sidor from Privacy and Scaling Explorations. And today we are going to talk about one of the most recent product that is Semaphore, that is related to the privacy. That will be the main topic of our hackathon. And I have the pleasure of introducing you also, PG. I don't know, PG, if you want to make a small presentation about yourself and some background.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. Happy to be with you today. I'm a co-founder, well, not co-founder, but member of Urbe and co-organizer of ETHRome, part of Crypto team, as well as Web3 Privacy Now. So privacy is something that I care about, And it's with great pleasure that we share some time with you guys today. Great sponsor and also ally for different activities in the future. So if you want to please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Sedor.
Sure, I can start. Hi, everyone. I'm Sidor. My real name is Omar. I'm from Italy, and I have been living in Lisbon for a few months. And I'm a software engineer, and I have been working with the PSC team for 2 years. And I'm focused on Semaphore, and I work on other projects too. But yeah, now my focus is Semaphore.
All right. What about you, Vivian?
Hello, everyone. My name is Vivian Plasencia, and I'm from Cuba, and I study computer science, and I'm working as a software engineer in the Privacy and Scale Explorations team. I live in the Netherlands, and my focus right now is Semaphore, and I'm working in Mandala too. And yeah.
Okay.
Nice to to be here.
Yeah, thank you again for sponsoring this hackathon that will occur in October. And so, PG, I don't know if you're with me, but I would like you guys to give a small background about privacy and security explorations. I'm also like a background for what regards the history of privacy and security exploration, like how it was born and how it scaled, because and what is right now and what aims to be in the future. I don't know, Cedric, if you want to start. Or Vivian, of course.
Well, yeah, actually, I started working with the PSC team quite recently, 2 years. It's a lot, but not so much. So I don't know how it was born, but it had another name before. It was Applied ZKP. Now we are using PSC or Privacy and Scaling Explorations almost everywhere. And yeah, basically it is a research laboratory within the Ethereum Foundation. And we are basically building free tools that expand the world of cryptography, public codes. And the focus is, of course, privacy, scalability, and zero-knowledge proofs. And yeah, it growed a lot. It has grown a lot. Now I feel like there are something like 80 people there. So it was quite small initially. There were like 20 people, maximum 30 people. So it changed. It has changed a lot, and it has been a pleasure actually to like grow with the team.
And how do you organize the work? Like you divide the work in guilds or in projects? You have some, I don't know, like managers, or how do you do that?
Vivian, do you want to answer?
You can help me with it too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we have different projects and different teams for each project, and yeah, we are a team, but we have different projects with sub teams, like smaller teams per project. Yeah.
So you're both vertical on the Semaphore project, right?
I mean, PSC is not so vertical. Actually, it's quite the same.
No. I mean, you, Cedar and Vivian.
Yes,
I mean, you both work on Semaphore, mainly,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
on Semaphore
Developers
and
in
also other
Semaphore.
projects.
Other
I
projects.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you introduce what Semaphore is and how it born, or what's the scope of it?
Semaphore is a zero knowledge protocol that allows users to prove their membership in a group and send signals such as votes or text messages without revealing their identity. So identity are not connected to the signals and is EVM compatible, so you can use it on Ethereum and other EVM compatible chains. And yeah, so that's what Semaphore is.
Okay.
I see that. And like how the idea was developed, like I know that Vitalik shared like a paper back in time about Semaphore and like for privacy solutions and how ZK could be involved in EVM chains. And so like I don't know if you could describe the process of generating this idea and that turned out to be something quite practical eventually.
Okay, yeah, also in this case, it was like 4 years ago. And actually, there were another team who created Semaphore. I think they took the idea from Vitalik, but yeah, they were like the authors. And I don't know like the initial process, but Semaphore is very simple. I think the original idea was to create like a very simple protocol that can allow people, even people without any technical background, to generate and verify zero knowledge proofs, and that's our goal even now, actually. Yeah.
I see that because like in the previous episode of All Roads Lead to ETHRome, we had the pleasure of having Dadrian from Sismo as a guest, who actually spent a lot of good words on you guys. Also, shout out to Dadrian. And he found you very inspirational for the Sismo project. He's sponsoring the ETHRome event as well. And so he was like, well, when it's about zero knowledge proof, the EVM chain is not directly suitable for this kind of stuff. And so eventually, sooner or later, you need to integrate off-chain stuff in order to like deliver zero knowledge solutions. And so
Exactly.
I was asking you like how zero knowledge proof is directly integrated in Semaphore. Like, did you find a way for having a fully on-chain solution, or eventually it is based on the generation of proofs off-chain that are simply validated and verified on-chain?
Yeah, the proofs are generated off-chain. So you generate everything on your browser, and it can be verified off-chain if you prefer, or on-chain too. So yeah, that's the way it works regarding proof generation and verification.
Yeah, so there is no way to generate a proof and verify it on chain now. So the only way is to generate it off chain and then verify it on chain, unfortunately. But we hope that in the future there will be like tools like ZK and other stuff that can be used to do everything on chain, or at least to like increase the possibility to do on chain.
I see that. And
what application?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paige. Don't worry.
No, I was just asking. I'm curious. What are the applications that have been developed using Semaphore through Semaphore, and that you are most excited about, or you are like focusing at the moment?
Yeah, we have some of them. I can talk about some, and Cedar can talk about others too.
And also feel free to share your screen if you have, I don't know, a website presentation material, something you want to show. Feel free to do it.
Yeah, thank you. We can share some links at the end of the presentation. But yeah, we have Bandada, which is a project, open source project for managing groups, private saving groups. So yeah, it's completely compatible with Semaphore, so you can manage your groups. You can create a group and manage your groups there and do things anonymously there, like messages or signal in general. And that's one of the projects. We also have Unirep, RLN. Yeah, we have some of them. Yeah.
Well, I think another interesting application was TADS, Temporary Anonymous Zone. I don't know if you guys were at DevCon 6 last year. But yeah,
No.
it was a nice experience because we built TADS with another team, amazing guys. And TADS is basically an environment where people can learn through experience about privacy and anonymity, and they used Semaphore. So Semaphore was the main protocol, and you basically were able to like draw pictures, draw everything you want, or like create art together, or even publish anonymous messages. And yeah, I like those projects because you are actually using zero knowledge proofs, and you are also teaching people or explaining to people what zero knowledge proofs are.
That's cool. Like for this reason, like could you give some background maybe to people who are not so like familiar with the zero knowledge proof concept, like how, like for dummies, I will say that zero knowledge proof is just based on defining a set and proving that you meet the condition of belongingness to such set, right? But like, could you elaborate a bit more from here and introducing the zero knowledge proof in general?
Zero knowledge proof, like the concept is that when you want to prove that you know something without revealing some specific information, and that can be used in a lot of spaces and in different ways. And yeah, in this case, Semaphore, you are proving that you are part of a specific group, and then you can send signals. But yeah, you can use it, for example, if you want to prove that you know how to solve some specific puzzle, and you don't want to reveal the answer of this, or if you know a hash of some specific string without revealing that string. So yeah, for this kind of thing, there are a lot of use cases, and yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I think an example that people can understand is an app to vote anonymously. So in this case, you can vote without revealing your identity. You can be part of a group, and you can build it with Semaphore. This is an example of application you can actually build with Semaphore. And yeah, you can join that group, let's say only if you are older than 18. And once you join that group, you can create a vote, you can signal, you can send a vote anonymously without revealing your identity. So this is just a simple example, but I feel like zero knowledge proofs can be used for a lot of things, and we have to understand them yet.
I see that. So probably like it is not about like storing personal information on a cloud or whatever and selectively disclosing it. Like here I see that there is more the concept of a group. And so like, could you elaborate a bit more like the concept of group as an entity? Like what does it mean creating a group and storing the group off chain? I don't know if it's the proper way to say that, but like in general, what will be the process that is performed on the back end of Semaphore? Just because for in this way for hackers it could be more useful in understanding the way it is this service is provided. I don't know if any of you.
Yeah, I can answer. Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to explain it. You can basically store groups on chain or off chain. So it depends on your application. It depends on the context. I don't know. It depends on what you're building. And what does it mean? It means, first of all, a group is like a data structure. We are using Merkle trees, and the members of that group are basically the leaves or that of that tree. And a Merkle tree can be used to like prove that you there is a value which is the root, and you can prove that the integrity of that group. So if you have 10 members, you have a unique value which is the root of that Merkle tree that can be used to prove that those members are part of that group. Now we use that structure within a circuit, a zero knowledge circuit, so that a member of that group can like claim that they are like a leaf of that tree without revealing which leaf. And yeah, you can save that Merkle tree on chain in a contract. We have a set of contracts, and developers can use Semaphore groups.sol. We will share our documentation links later. Or developers can decide to save them off chain in a server, in like a normal server.
Okay, so I understand that the way for saving groups could be both in a decentralized or centralized fashion, right? According to
Right.
the use case. I see that. Yeah, because like as I was saying in the previous slide, we were like talking about with Sismo, and probably their concept of group is associated to the concept of data vaults. So basically, these vaults in which personal information are collected and selectively disclosed. So here there is a question by Simone Lemon. We can share on the screen. And so, like, how does these two concepts are different from one another, if they are different eventually? Maybe there is just for the sake of terminology, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they are actually the same. I mean, we are both using Merkle trees, and I think the same Merkle trees. I'm not sure. I don't know, even if you.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, we have the same problems and we solve the same things the same way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see that. So like so a group could be also a collection of information related to a single user, not necessarily a group of people or like
Oh yeah, actually, that's an interesting way to see it. Usually, a group is a member of people. It's not
okay.
like a group of attributes of one person.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe there are use cases that
Yeah.
can leverage that concept too.
I see that. Okay. No, that's very cool. So like suppose that there is like a rule that you want to define. So for example, like belonging to the set of people who are collectors of a specific NFT, right?
Right.
So what's like you of course created the group of NFT holders probably, and so these will be like entities who have in common the fact that they own like an NFT of that collection. But like there is a way for checking if an already group was already created or like because of course like I can if like I want to create this set and a zero knowledge proof of belonging to this set. Like there is a way for avoiding the proliferation of the creation of groups, so that there is like an indexer that says, look, if you want to generate proof, there is already a group that was created before by a random guy. I don't know if the question was clear or not. Like,
Mhm.
okay, and
Yeah, it was clear. Yeah. Yes, I mean we have a mapping on chain. So if you are using on chain groups, you can't create the same group twice with the same index. There is an indexer basically. So you can have two Merkle trees which are the same, but they have two different indices. So once you create a proof for one of those groups, that proof can't be verified in the other group, of course.
oh, okay, I see that.
Yeah, they have different ID.
Yeah, exactly.
IDs are unique per group.
Okay. And so probably here is where like online groups would be like more interesting because direct validation via the smart contract, right? Or
Yeah, exactly. I think so. And yeah, one example is like you were saying before, there is a group of people who have a specific NFT, and you can allow those people to join that group, that specific group, only if they own that NFT, and we can know it on chain. It's quite easy, and they can join that group themselves without any third party, and then they can generate. This is an example of fully decentralized group actually, because users can join that group themselves and then they can generate their proofs themselves again. The only problem here is that they need a relayer. So there is this component in our, let's say, Semaphore infrastructure, which is necessary because people can't generate a proof and send that proof directly because they, at least on chain, because they can't share their Ethereum address. So they need someone else to send that transaction with their address, so that the
okay,
address cannot be associated with that proof.
is a sort of proxy, right? Just for
Exactly.
like routing the transaction. Okay, I see that. So yeah, like my question will be like, according to you, what are the limits right now of the involvement of zero knowledge proof in protocols or in the blockchain ecosystem in general, and why, according to you, well, I assume that it could be important because like you're working on this stuff. Like, why it is so essential and needed by the blockchain, the entire blockchain ecosystem, zero knowledge proof or like this kind of stuff.
I think that one is the relayer, that we need a relayer for transactions. So that's one problem. Yeah.
Sorry, the relayer is like any other entity and which actually is delivering a service, right? So what are the incentive of being a relayer? Like there is any kind of remuneration or something or
No, there isn't. I mean, we don't have that infrastructure. It's something that people should build themselves. We only work on the protocol. So I think that's the main difference between Sysmo and Semaphore. Sysmo is just a protocol, so a set of libraries, an SDK, whereas Semaphore is a set of protocols, libraries, and Sysmo is more an infrastructure. So they already provide a lot of stuff there. So yeah, we don't provide any relayer, and that's something developers should build.
Yeah,
okay.
we're focused only on Semaphore, like the packages. So you can decide the relayer you would like to use. Yeah, you decide the other protocols you want to use. But we are focused only on the part of membership group and improving this part, like making it more efficient. Yeah, but not the others.
And also, there are some relayers that people can use, like Open Zeppelin relayer, or we know another one, Gelato, right?
Gelato is another one that people have used. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I see that.
that's a solution. There is something ready to use there. Developers can like leverage, or they can build themselves a relayer.
Yeah, but in
That would
general,
be an hackathon idea, right?
Yeah. Regarding the question, another problem is generating the proof on browser. You need is getting better and better, but you still need good devices. Maybe all devices cannot generate proof properly, like a mobile phone. And yes, also all laptops, it's complicated for all laptops to generate proofs. But yes, I think this will be better and better. And this is another problem in the CK space. And yeah, proof generation and verification, yeah, these kind of things. Yeah.
I think Another high-level problem, I think you have already talked about it with the SISMO group or the SISMO author, which is education. PSC is trying to work on that, and Semaphore too. So every time we have the opportunity, we try to create events or help people, like the TADS experiment, the project I was talking before, goes into that direction. So yeah, as a team, we are trying to educate people too, besides providing like the right tools to generate proofs and verify proofs.
Yeah, and also developer experience is another problem. Yeah, we are trying to make it better, developer experience, like the languages to build CK applications. That's something that we want to, in Semaphore, you don't have to, if you use Semaphore, you don't have to understand the circuit or anything like that. You can use it with the packages. So we are trying to make it as easier as possible. So yeah, the idea is to make it easier for developers to build CK applications. So that's important to education, developer experience, also user experience, as we talked about before. Yeah.
I see that. And regarding the user experience, so like according to you, why zero knowledge proof mechanism is needed? Like, could you provide some examples in which, like, if there were a robust ZK-based solution, the user experience of people will be like improved by interacting with the blockchain?
I think so. Yeah, it will be better for sure. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Vivian.
Yeah, I think it would be, yeah, I think the same, yeah.
I think what we can do is trying to build better libraries, and of course trying to write the code in the better way we can write it. So high quality code, documentation, testing, and yeah, that's I think the main problem.
I see that. And regarding the education side, I have the impression that you guys are also focused on the research behind this kind of protocol. So it's something that is not directly relatable to the coding in such sense. And so, how your resources are spread between the two sections. So, the devs who are working in implementing this kind of stuff are also sometimes author, so they work also on the research side, or they are completely different, on a organizational standpoint. What's the do you speak to each other, or
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Within the PSC team, there is a specific team dedicated to research. Basically, they do research, and we talk, of course. And yeah, we try to find the right trade-off, right? Because we have different visions, different backgrounds. So for Semaphore V4, for example, which is our next version, we are working on it right now. That research team had worked on some solutions, and after that we talked, and we tried to find the right compromise, and we found like the best thing for developers.
I see
Yeah.
that.
For the next steps, yeah, we talk to each other always. Yeah.
Yeah, and on a regulatory perspective, so we of course talk about some threats on the technical and educational side, but do you see any threat about the zero knowledge mechanism in general on a regulatory perspective? So according to you, there might be a situation in which a protocol is actually implementing a zero-knowledge proof mechanism just for safeguarding the privacy of their user, but eventually this could be not so suitable according to the regulators, because of course, actually here the main power of the regulator is also like owning personal data, and so imposing full disclosure of the users of a platform. I think about any KYC based platforms who are actually in the need of profiling their users.
So the question is,
yeah, like according to you, there is like this kind of threat, especially for the purpose of a zero knowledge proof. Like I can think about zero knowledge proof as an authentication mechanism for some protocols. And so according to you, which are the sectors in which this could be true, and in other sectors in which this is not a threat and is basically just an improvement of the UX?
That's a good question. I think it's a threat for many of our projects. It can be a threat, of course. So it's something we have to consider. And I don't know if there is a solution, though. I mean, if you build something open source, everyone can use it for everything. So I think some regulation is needed, but I don't know like what's the best of like solution for each context. I think it's like very complex to know the answer here.
I see that. I don't know, Vivian, if you have any thoughts about it.
Yeah, it depends. It's difficult, but I think with while people know more about the technology, they will use it, and more regulations will come with time. So yeah.
Eventually, you say we are developers, not regulators. So like,
yeah,
this is another pair of shoes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, to me, it's basically a UX improvement for a lot of stuff, as you were saying. And actually, it was something that also Adrian was saying. Like, nowadays, we have this fantastic way of tokenizing rights, but eventually, in order to execute the actions that such tokenized rights allows us to do, we need to disclose, fully disclose all information about our financial and non-financial data, and everything is, of course, is stored on chain, and of course there might be the link with some external entities off chain. And so the faculty of selectively disclosing personal data and creating these data vaults or group IDs, however we can call, this could be a very good improvement of the user experience, because it was telling like the example of the contributors of GitHub repo, for example. So you have just this group ID and you just say, look, it doesn't matter who I am, I just belong to this group, and so I can exercise the rights associated to the fact that I've been a contributor. And so, of course, especially in the off-chain world, in which there are some people who are prevented from doing stuff because they need to disclose their identity. This, in my opinion, creates also the incentive of building cool stuff, because of course there is the possibility to do that without exposing too much yourself. And I mean, it's not that immediate, because there might be also some adverse selection effect, or moral hazard effect, because eventually, if I don't have the need of disclosing my full identity, I can do whatever I want. But eventually, I think that allowing more participants to contribute in a battle of ideas or protocols eventually is an improvement in competition, and so let the market decide which protocol is the best or not.
I think that giving so many people the chance to of course, stand their hands and stand for their rights and say whatever they think about their governments, dictatorship and stuff, compared to these like bad actors or terrorists, is something, I mean, that nowadays to me seems like a joke. I mean, it's something that I mean, we could have huge potential, like protection of civil liberties within the digital realm, but of course they try to make this appearing as a possible threat because of terrorists and something like this. And I think that, for example, privacy pools is a great example nowadays on how ZK proof could like allow using a mixer like Tornado Cash. I don't know, for people that don't know, this privacy pool is like the upgrade of Tornado Cash, where Amin Soleimani and Vitalik tried to like solve the issues that Tornado Cash bring, and so that regulators could say this cannot happen. And so we'll see how regulators now will deal with this new release and this new like enhancement of the protocol, leveraging exactly ZK proof. What's your take on that? I'm curious. I'm not very technical, so what's your take on that?
I agree with you. I think the best solution is try to think before regulations, like before institutions, and try to regulate them ourselves. So, or at least to avoid to reach that point, right? But I also know that it's difficult sometimes because, as you said before, we are developers. I mean, we need other people maybe working on those protocols with more different backgrounds, I think.
Yeah, and this is like, oh, please go on, Vivian.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, other people can work on those things. Yeah, we are focused on the technical part. Yeah.
Yeah, and we see very useful what you're saying. Like in Urbe, we have like lawyers and different kind of like people with different skill set, different background, and it's very useful to like have discussions with them, because of course you can cover just, for example, the technical perspective. Then you talk with a lawyer, which is of course very updated with all the GDPR, all the rules, or the like regulation going on at the moment, so that you can develop something that is not just for a niche, or that can work for like 2 months and then it will be like hacked or shut down by regulators, because it's something that can work, because you already thought about what regulators might do and what are the possible case scenario, right? And also this fact that we should stop, like, I think, fighting each other for the best chain, best protocol, then this, then that, because at the end we are, I think, developing, not everyone, of course, but we are here for the same reason at the end. So better to coordinate and help each other in order to have the final result done. And what I wanted to say, yeah, and also that we should not like fight regulators. We should find solutions. We should like be able to sit on their table and yeah, discuss with them, find solutions. Not something that can easily be like blocked or banned because some whatever reasons.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah.
So I really like sometimes this, like, yeah, sorry, really like this, like, how can I say this effort that Amin and Vitalik made to say, okay, we want to sit with you regulators, let's talk about that. What do you think about this solution? Can this work? How can we, make it better together? Because,
yeah, having an active role in decisions, I think, yeah, that's important. I agree. It's like, yeah, the problem is that sometimes it's difficult because many cool projects came out from like developers or people who build them for fun. So in those cases, it might be more difficult. But in general, I agree that it will be nice to have many different people with different backgrounds in order to find the best solution for everyone.
Yeah, and I think that, as you were saying before, like the final take is that the education on such concepts should be improved, because as soon education is spread out the people, people are not afraid or not too enthusiastic about the new technology. Like the financial volatility of the assets slow down because you are actually knowing what you are investing on. And of course, this works on the financial side, but also on the technological side. You reduce the legal risk. And so I think that education eventually is what is the main public good out there, because it generates so nice positive externalities for the entire ecosystem. So you guys who are promoting these kind of events for improving education, I think it's a super cool thing, and you should keep going on that. And I know that like eventually you don't directly see the benefits of that, but as a big forest which like grows silently, you know, you're actually like watering the plants.
Yeah, it's a long-term goal. So
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Maybe we won't be here anymore. Who knows?
Yeah. And so like as we are approaching the end of this meeting, it has been fantastic. Like I would like you guys to share some thoughts or suggestion, because eventually like by sponsoring ETHRome, this video could be helpful also for hackers in delivering new ideas. And so like I was asking you, like do you have any suggestion to provide hackers, or for example, do you have an idea about a cool project that it's so weird that didn't came out yet, you know? And like maybe also suggesting for a composable product, you know? So as taking the perspective of an hacker, like it is strategic also creating a big product who actually has a lot of integration. And so if you want, I can mention you also some sponsors. And but yeah, please go ahead and share your thoughts.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like composable approach. Like, have you ever developed something with Gnosis, ENS, Sysmo base, or secret, or maybe you have some ideas that you would like to share some insight to give to the hackers? So what to build and what to not build, because it's something that is unuseful, or maybe you have already, did and doesn't work or is not enough.
Total freedom.
I think, yes, exactly. You can build whatever you want. I think we have, there are several voting applications and feedback applications. We would like to see like something we haven't seen yet, and Semaphore with account abstraction, and also, I mean, any idea that you have, and maybe we have a list of projects. We will share this list later, but yeah, we have a list of projects and you can take a look at it. And yeah, a new cool idea, I don't know, whatever people want to build. But yeah, account abstraction is something that we would like to see with Semaphore. And also Web2 applications with like WhatsApp, Telegram with Semaphore. Adding like a bridge between Web 2 and Web 3, so more people can use it in real life, real world applications. We would like to see real world applications, because Semaphore can run on your phone and you can generate the proof on your browser, on your phone and your laptop. So we would like to see like real use cases. Yeah.
I don't know, Sidor, if you want to elaborate something or...
No, I think that's important. Like applications that can actually be used by people, because sometimes we developers build something that will be used by developers. But
yeah, no, that's right.
I mean, Semaphore can be used to build other protocols. So the audience are developers there, but it can also be used to build applications that can actually be useful for like people, like our parents, for example.
yeah, no, that's right. Maybe you said something very interesting, Vivian. So you're actually looking for also projects which are not necessarily strictly involving Web3, right? Because eventually the zero knowledge mechanism could be dedicated also in creating just Web2 stuff, or is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly. Zero knowledge is can be used in Web 2 or Web 3 or together, and also Semaphore works can work completely off-chain. So you can build a Web 2 application with Semaphore. You don't have to use a blockchain or yeah, you can also use it, but yes, you prefer. So it would be nice to have this bridge between Web 2 and Web 3 and build both sides. But yeah.
Okay. So maybe
The
this is a
idea.
long shot. Yeah. This
Yeah,
could
the
be a long
idea is
shot.
yeah,
But
the
like,
idea.
supposing that you are like dedicating the upcoming 3 days in building an app, okay? Do you have an idea right now that you could pitch us, or that involves the Semaphore, or anything about it? I mean, we can go ahead with the question, so you can think about it as you prefer.
A cut
And
abstraction and Semaphore.
yeah,
Okay.
also we
would
have
be cool.
another project called Bandada, and probably managing group with Semaphore groups with Bandada, and like you have a specific pop, you attended a specific event, and you have a specific pop, and you create a group of people with that pop, and do things anonymously with this group. So this kind of this will be a new infrastructure. Yeah, different. It could be the same idea, but implemented in a different way. So yeah, maybe
Yeah,
this kind
that's
of
very
things.
interesting, actually. Yeah, that's super cool.
Well, I see
Actually, here we have a
here.
lot of questions. Yeah, maybe Gigi, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
see a quite uncommon one. Question out of the box. Do you think in the future to integrate Semaphore in any existing B2B platform?
I don't think so. I mean, we don't have any plan for that, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
Let's
Probably.
hope so. Let's hope so that you grow enough to work with B2B platforms in
yeah,
Web2.
we actually have another question by Lemon. Yeah, the best project that is built so far on Semaphore, like,
Personally, I liked TADS and also Zuzalu, which was like the platform that people used in Montenegro in April, I think. That was built on top of Semaphore.
I see that.
So
Maybe some
yeah, maybe
ideas from
That's cool.
past
So
hackathons.
they were, sorry, I want to elaborate that a little bit because I'm very curious. And so you were enabling people to have electronic voting system, digital identities with anonymous like identities. Correct
kind of
me if I'm
digital
wrong.
identities. Yeah.
Okay. What was the like full pack of services?
Basically, there was a group of people, of attendees, and people who were there basically in Montenegro, and they were able to generate proofs, to send anonymous feedback, to do everything actually. And people, developers, were able to integrate other applications on top of Zuzalu and Semaphore too.
Yeah, they have like a wrapper of Semaphore to build other protocols. Yeah, like anonymous, doing things anonymously. Yeah.
We see that. And like, did you sponsor like past hackathons? Like, did you see any cool project that came out from an hackathon? Maybe who received like won a bounty or something that could be like inspiring for building other stuff. I don't know. Like if you don't have any project ready, we can skip to the next question. It's not a problem. Like,
I don't remember any specific project now. I don't know if you even remember something.
or maybe that like the use case in general, like whatever.
I think things with identities, like for managing identities, we have seen some of for these kind of things.
There was an interesting project in the last hackathon in Paris, at Paris, and it was a snap, a MetaMask snap that can be used to manage identities. And it will be nice to have something like that, so a MetaMask snap to generate proofs too. Because right now people need to generate proofs on browsers without any like security or secure environment. A MetaMask snap will be much more secure than generating proofs on browser without any security tool.
Oh, I see that. And yeah, there is Mr. Psychox that is actually asking if you do have a grant program and if you're planning to open it, if not.
Mm-hmm. We don't have any plan now, but last year we had a program in the end of the year, so it can be there can be something this year too. I don't know. We need to figure it out.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, and so yeah, like we spent nearly 1 hour here. I want to thank you guys a lot. And like, did you say that you have some material or some contact? So if anyone wants to reach you out, like, it's possible to do that.
Yeah, just I think the best thing if you could like comment on the Twitter under this thread with all the like resources and projects that hacker can be inspired by. Could be a nice one.
Yeah.
And you will be in Istanbul as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See you there as well.
Yeah, I will be there.
See you there.
Cool. All right.
Looking forward to meet you in real life.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for this event and everything. Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Nice to meet you, Vivian.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, both.
Bye bye.
All right.
See you soon.
Okay.
See you soon.
Thank you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye everyone. Bye bye.
Here we go.